Sometimes I think that Washington is trolling all of us, and they're basically trying to make the dumbest decision possible. We have a good example of that today. Reuters reports, quote, "The United States has dropped tens of thousands of graphic leaflets southwest of the Syrian city of Raqqa aimed at discouraging Islamic State recruitment. The grisly cartoon-style leaflets show recruits lining up to be shoved into a meat grinder and is part of what the Pentagon formally calls Military Information Support Operations, or MISO. Even the name of the program is stupid. They call it MISO. I have to admit, the first thing that popped in my head when immediately, MISO? MISO, honey. I know I'm an asshole, but that's the first thing that came to mind. So with this program, MISO, it's meant to influence thinking on the battlefield. The Pentagon said a U.S. Air Force F-15 warplane dropped about 60,000 of the leaflets on March 16th. Quote, "The message of this leaflet is that if you allow yourself to be recruited by ISIS, you will find yourself in a meat grinder," said Pentagon spokesman Colonel Steve Warren. "It's not beneficial to your health." Your government and my government just spent our tax dollars to print 60,000 leaflets that depict ISIS as bad. Are you unfamiliar with their propaganda videos? Everybody knows what ISIS does. And if we're talking about people in Syria, I think they already know which side they're on! There's only been a civil war there now for years! Over 200,000 people are dead! Sunnis fled the region, the FSA is gone and broken up, you have al-Nusra and ISIS versus Assad and other Shias. Everybody knows what side they're on at this point! Everybody knows if they're on Assad's side or if they're on the Sunni side and ISIS's side and al-Nusra's side. You're going to print 60,000 leaflets to drop in the middle of a civil war to try to change somebody's fucking mind. They already know what side they're on, and they already know what ISIS does. Who in Syria is unfamiliar with the work of ISIS? Who in the world anywhere right now is unfamiliar with the work of ISIS? And if somebody is so inclined to want to be in ISIS in the first place, then obviously your fucking leaflet is not going to change their mind. If they're one of the people who look at the brutal carnage and savagery that they do, if they look at that and they go, yeah, I want to join, as many people have, well, what do you think, a leaflet? They're going to go, oh, fuck. You know, I was on the side of ISIS, but then you showed me this leaflet with a nice cartoon drawing, and now I don't want to go. How sad are you? How stupid are you? I mean, what are you going to do next? Send them Garfield cartoons and hope that prevents them from, I don't know, taking the side of Russia in the Russia-Ukraine situation? What are you going to do? Send them VHS tapes of Doug from the 1990s, cartoons of Doug? And what's that going to make them do? Stay away from the Mujahideen. Here's a cartoon of Doug. Imperialist governments, as the U.S. obviously is, there comes a point where they really do become a caricature of themselves. They're a parody. They're a parody of themselves. Like, this is the definition of an overextended, involved in too many places, silly government that thinks it's Superman and thinks they can not only try to save the world and get the right outcome, but also at the same time loot and take natural resources and maintain power and control everywhere. This had to clear a boardroom. Think about that. There was a room of people sitting around and somebody goes, I have an idea. Yes, Jonathan? I think that maybe we can make some cartoons of ISIS and show them as bad, and then we drop them, and then people will go, ISIS looks bad. I'm going to stay away from them. That's fucking brilliant, Jonathan. Somebody get this guy a raise. Give me 30,000 more taxpayer dollars, and I'll just give it to Johnson or Jonathan or whatever the fuck I called him. This cleared a boardroom. People said, yes, 60,000 leaflets that show cartoons of ISIS, please. This will change minds. I have to say, man, when I read shit like this, I'm this close to becoming an anarchist. And saying, okay, no, government can do nothing right at all. Look at how stupid they are. I don't trust them with anything. Fuck, man. No, this is not going to stop people from joining ISIS if they want to join ISIS. This is not going to change anybody's mind. Here's what you should do in the situation with ISIS. Here's what you should do in the overall Sunni-Shia divide and fighting. Nothing. Leave, let them fight each other, and call it a day.